This new year, focus on what's truly important to you and let HelloFresh take care of dinner with fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and recipes delivered to your door. Get 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts with Face 16 at HelloFresh.com/Face16. I had a thing that happened last night, and it made me feel like one of the worst humans I've ever felt. Probably like a low for me as far as but it wasn't. You know, if that makes sense. I laughed at a thing.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Face podcast. I am Geoff Ramsey. With me always, Gavin Free, Andrew Payton. Andrew, you said you feel like one of the worst humans.
Well, I don't know if I want to talk about this because I feel bad because it's not the thing, but it was. So it's been snowing where I live, like way more than usual. We got so much snow, and a lot of people have been trapped. And I was reading that apparently, I don't know if this is true or not. This is just like some random Reddit comment that the city I live in has the lowest snow removal budget in BC. And so people were like, yeah, that's why like the snow is not being plowed anywhere. It's just there's nothing going on. So
do you have a plow?
I don't personally have a plow. I'd love to have one.
But does your city have
Yeah,
one
my city has one. Yeah, they've got like 6, I'd assume. They've got a few, but they're not in use for whatever reason right now, or at least it doesn't seem that way. But last night, my entire building started to shake, and I was like, what the fuck is that a plow? What is that? So I walked outside, and I walked to my balcony. I couldn't see anything. And I walked back in, and then I saw it again a few moments later. So I ran out, and it's this fucking Bobcat. There's this Bobcat going down the street that was like plowing the road and like trying to remove snow or ice, I guess, from the road. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, I wonder what it's doing, like how impactful. I've never seen a Bobcat used as a snowplow. And I looked behind it, and there just happened to be someone in an electric wheelchair, like 6 feet behind it. And I started laughing immediately.
Oh my God.
Not because of that, but because in my head it was like, that's the budget of our town. It's like they got a Bobcat and Steve. They're out there trying to get rid of the snow. And I felt so bad because I saw it was, if you looked at it from a perspective, it was me looking at somebody in an electric wheelchair and immediately laughing extremely hard. But it was all this context around it and had nothing to do with Bobcat and Steve.
But what was Steve doing?
No, he was just going down the road. It was just a complete coincidence.
He just happened to be behind it.
He just happened to be, and he was far enough behind that I didn't notice immediately, but like he was part of the team. Like he was within team range.
Is that the worst place to be on the road or the best place?
Yeah, I was about to say, what if, I mean, to me it sounds like Steve is an incredibly rich, successful dude who has his own personal snowplower who snowplows in front of him everywhere he needs to go whenever he leaves the house. Steve sounds like the most baller fucking dude ever.
I like that.
It's like way better than a red carpet.
I just felt horrible in the moment because it was like I looked at and it was not in any way.
They're removing the white carpet.
So that was my evening.
Oh, man.
How's Christmas?
This is great. That reminds me real fast. That reminds me, you and I had a conversation yesterday, the day before, just brief, where I asked how the weather was in Canada, which is like the lamest question to ask, which is why I like to ask it. It's like, how's the weather over there? It's like, that's not, you fucker. Is that what our friendship is? You know, we're down to asking about the weather. So I try to do it at every opportunity. And you sent me a picture of snow, and it broke my brain to think that you were snowed in at the exact same time. Gavin, I assume you can corroborate this, and Eric and Nick. It was 87 fucking degrees yesterday. I cleaned out and reorganized the shed, you know, where I put my lawnmower and stuff, and I was sweating like a bitch. I had to take a shower after because I was pouring sweat. I cut a little bit of the grass yesterday because it's so fucking warm in late December in Texas that my grass is growing again, so I had to clean up a little patch. And you were snowed the fuck in.
Yeah, it was like 28 degrees Celsius, and it was like swim weather on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's terrible. Like it was snowing on Christmas. Beautiful. It was fantastic. It doesn't happen a lot here. It snowed last night. It like topped off everything that was gone. I'm trapped in. I'm locked in. It's annoying. I wanted a McDonald's breakfast this morning, but I felt bad using a delivery service app on the same day where they canceled all mail deliveries because of the conditions. It's like I can't order.
It's early for you right now, right? It's like 10 in the morning.
It's 10 in the morning. Yeah, recording this earlier than usual.
So you like morally didn't go for it?
No, I felt like if the mail isn't being delivered, I certainly can't summon a McDonald's order. I feel like that's just wrong. I'd feel bad. Even though they are volunteering to do that, but I don't know. It just felt I'd have to
what
tip
if you got
so
Bobcat
highly.
and Steve delivering your food?
Steve, I'm sure is great. Bobcat, I'm not sure about. Steve seems like a great guy.
Speaking of like feeling like a terrible person during snow, did you ever
such a specific category?
Did you ever on like really snowy days, like if you're walking to school, play a game of Guess Who Might Be Dead?
No. What?
If it was like fresh snow, you would just look at all the houses that had no footprints leading away from the door.
No. It never even occurred to me to do that. Is that a game people play?
It was a game I played with my friends all the way to school. You just see like, you'd see either no footsteps or you'd just see the footsteps of the postman, like going in one and then out the other, but clearly like the occupants have never come out. So you're like, oh, they might be dead.
Oh. Have you ever considered the moral weight of what if they were dead? What if you called? What if, like, do you think there's ever a prediction that came true? I feel like that's a really funny game unless you call out someone who's actually dead and then it's terrible.
Yeah, unless you win. It's a really funny game until it works.
If you win, it's sad.
It sounds like the beginning of an Unsolved Mysteries episode. It's like, when the mailman noticed his were the only tracks for 8 straight days. The mail was piling up.
I feel like that was a thing.
Oh, god damn. So how was your Christmas, Andrew?
My Christmas was, I love Christmas. I had 3 presents under the tree.
Big Christmas guy.
Big Christmas guy. All 3 of them got pissed on by my cat. That was my Christmas. Had a great time. 100. Nobody. There were a few other presents under the tree. No other presents were impacted. My cat went 3 for 3 just over mine. Never happened.
What have you done to Sam recently?
I haven't done a single. I've been the fucking nicest to Sam. Sam's doing great. She's just living her life, and she's pissing all over my presents. It was great. That was my Christmas. Before we like go deep, I just want to. I feel like we should shut this out because we didn't. I meant to last week, and my computer exploded trying to print the law. There's another Christmas album, and it's really good. People should listen to it. It's awesome.
Yes,
Ave Gavino is an absurdly amazing song. They did a great job.
Oh, and I need to apologize to the comment leaver twins who asked me to participate, and I said yes, and then I got distracted and forgot. I feel terrible about that.
A single. You can do a Christmas single in summer.
I was all about it, and then I just I got distracted with other shit.
Yeah.
And it completely slipped my mind.
That's fair.
The problem is, anyway. How was your Christmas, Gavin?
Had a bit of a mare with the presents. I hate to be like a last minute Christmas shopper because there's panic involved. You make worse decisions. Everything's more expensive. So
yeah,
I think it was September, I pre-ordered the Burnham album Inside on vinyl because he released the songs just on vinyl. We like to have our favorite stuff, to play on a record player. So I pre-ordered it, or at least I thought I did. Bloody 20th of December's coming around, and I'm like, wait, what? Didn't I? And I'm searching through my emails, and I'm panicking because I can't find any trace that I actually bought this thing. I do this a lot where I'll just like shove something in my cart, and I'll just not follow through all the way. Like I'll get to literally the last button click, and then like 3 days later, I'm like, I didn't press submit, damn it. But yeah, I guess like 3 months went by, had absolutely no record of it. So I had to, it obviously completely sold out everywhere. I took to eBay. I was like, oh my God, because I hate like paying more for something that clearly isn't worth that. And they're all like 2-3 times the price on eBay. You got to pay for shipping and all that stuff. So I'm just like, I'm trying to find one that will be here before Christmas. I found one, spent, about 3 times the price on it. And thankfully, Christmas Eve, it shows up.
That's a relief, dude. Did it show up intact and what you ordered?
Yeah. But then I realized, same day, I get an email saying updated delivery date, 29th. So I was like, wait a second. Turns out the original one has gone through. I just couldn't find it because I guess I used Apple Pay and I didn't actually have an account or anything. So my email just showed up nothing. So I have a second one coming. The first thing I open on Christmas Day from Meg to me, inside on vinyl.
Oh no.
We got it for each other, and I got 2. We have 3 of the damn things now. So if you need some nice Bo Burnham songs,
you guys are the world's biggest Bo Burnham fans. Holy shit!
I mean, I do really like Bo Burnham. I think he's a genius. I don't like him 3 vinyls worth, but but Christ, I've got an excess of them now. I might take back to eBay.
No. Hear me out. Listen, I got these things called BTS sauces. I got a lot of them. I give you 274 for 1 Bo Burnham. That feels like a fair trade. How many what's the sauce to Burnham ratio?
I think your sauces you're cutting yourself short on the sauces. I think they're worth more than a Burnham. No offense.
Wow. Okay. Well, never mind then, Gavin.
You're not a Burnham fan, Geoff?
I'm a Burnham ambivalent. I've seen him in interviews before, and he seems very adept and seems lovely and really interesting. I liked that 8th grade movie, but I never saw Inside. I've seen some of his stand up. Yeah, I like him. I don't have I'm like vaguely pro Burnham, I guess.
Inside and Make Happy, I think, are very good shows.
That's what I hear. Everybody seems to agree that they are lovely.
If they're not 3 vinyls worth, is it 2? Do you think Inside's 2 vinyls worth? Would you be fine with 2? Is the 3 like at what point? Or is it anything above 1? On the Burnham vinyl scale that you were saying. Is 2 acceptable? Like at what point? Was 3 like just too far is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, how useful is 2?
I think it's nice to have a spare.
Do you have 2 record players?
I don't have 2 record players.
Well, you got a spare. You got to back up Burnham.
Is it like a rare colored vinyl or limited edition in any way, or is it just not standard?
No, there was one. I think there was a yellow one, but that was immediately sold out.
I wonder what you can do. There's got to be something clever you can do with these 2 extra bog standard Burnhams. You got 2 bog Burnhams you need to get rid of. There's got to be a funny way to do it. He's accessible, right? He's an internet dude. Maybe we could figure something out with him.
What's the
what? Some random stranger accidentally bought 3.
Yeah. Why not? You've got a following on social media. I'm sure you could make some stuff happen. Get him to autograph him and give him to charity or something.
I think he did tweet me once.
Or we could shoot him into space or I don't know.
What's the most confused you've ever been by a gift? Christmas gift, specifically.
I could say I've once confused someone.
Yeah? What was that? Did we disconnect? That was fucking crazy.
What happened?
I thought you were...
Is everything okay?
No, that was straight. I thought Gavin was going to continue. I didn't know that was... He took like a pause like we were going to... That was fucking crazy, Gavin.
To see if that was like appropriate for the conversation.
Of course.
Whether you'd give it like a go ahead or whether
fucking continue. We're hanging on your every word, and there aren't a lot of words to hang on right now. Fill us in.
I kind of feel bad about this now too. I once got a Christmas card from my gran, and I realized that I hadn't actually thrown out all of the Christmas cards from the previous year. And she'd got me the exact same card that she gave me the year before. Like, it was identical. Even wrote the same stuff. So I just brought out the old one and showed her. I was like, why'd you send me 2? And she was like, oh, and she was trying to figure out how she'd mailed 2. I didn't tell her that one of them was from the year before because I wanted...
That's so mean.
I know. Now I wouldn't do it because I feel like she's so much older that it would actually mess with her. But back then it was like she was young enough for it to be funny.
You monster.
But yeah, I feel like, I definitely wouldn't do that now. But she was just like, how did I send 2? And it was like the same colored pen and like the same amount of stamps were on the thing. And she was like, but how? Huh?
Did you ever tell her that they were from 2 separate years, or does she still think that she sent you 2 in the same time frame?
I'm not sure if I told her. But, she was in her 60s at the time. That's fine. That's not a sort of senile age. That's just funny. That's just a funny joke.
An unsolved mystery. It's haunted her this entire time.
I feel like if I told her now, it'd be more traumatic because she'd be trying to remember.
You remind it just for her to remember to then ruin the thing. I remember I got 1 year, so I don't know, it was probably like 8 or 9. I was given Monty Python and the Holy Grail on DVD. I had no concept of it. Was like my introduction to Monty Python. I didn't know anything about it. And I fucking loved it. I thought it was so funny. And then the following year, I was given Breakfast at Tiffany's on DVD. And I was like, what? I was like, really? Breakfast? Okay. Well, Santa really nailed the pick with the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So I guess, he seems to know my preferences. He seems to know my taste. I thought it was so boring. And I was like, why did I get this?
Why was I given this gift?
It was from Santa both years. I was still in like full on Santa year. I was like, Santa fucking nailed Monty Python. I don't know what he was thinking with this Breakfast at Tiffany's pick. What had happened is somehow my mom bought the wrong movie and then didn't notice in the wrapping process that it was the wrong movie. She was equally surprised when I opened Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's just a complete accidental gift.
Was she going for another Python and got the wrong one?
I don't know. It was a year later. I don't know. I don't understand how she was able to fully wrap it without like having the thought of why is this a gift for me?
Maybe she was going for Life of Brian.
Maybe.
It's got a name in the title.
How old were you?
I think I was like 8 to 9 or 9 to 10.
Yeah. Breakfast at Tiffany's was a great movie but might be lost on an 8-year-old.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy
also,
it at the time.
Some pretty problematic shit in it too, unfortunately.
Really?
Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Looking back. Yeah. The whole Mickey Rooney plays an Asian man stuff is pretty rough.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What about you, Geoff? How was your Christmas?
I think it was good. I'm trying to remember. I haven't been sleeping a lot lately, and so my brain's a little Swiss cheese right now. I had a similar kind of fuck up. I mean, it wasn't as hilarious as Gavin's or anything, but I did get frustrated with a certain company that you buy kitchen shit from, where I bought I'm not going to call them out, Cilliam's Monoma, but I bought Emily one of her like her second nicest gift was this giant, like really nice picnic basket that has like everything you could need in it, like all the different silverwares and like even salt and pepper shakers, and it's all like really pretty and nice. I thought it would be a fun gift that we could maybe start going on picnics and stuff. And I shopped around. This was in November. I bought this thing. I was trying to be ahead of it too. I shopped around a bunch of places. A lot of places didn't have any in stock. I finally found one at an unnamed kitchen supply store that I'm no longer a fan of. And they had one in stock. So I said, okay, I spent a ton of money on it. I bought it and it said like, it checks like the item is in shop. So I bought it. And then I thought, I wonder when it's going to ship since it's in stock. And when I went back in with the order number to look, it updated the shipping date from in stock to March of next year, maybe. And then it wouldn't let me cancel the order. And so it's held me hostage. So I had to buy Emily a Fisher Price picnic basket, like for small children, and wrap that and say
like a placeholder.
I'll replace this with a real one. Yeah, there's a placeholder. I'll replace this with a real one in 4 months, maybe.
Well, hey,
it's fucking annoying.
Next time you need a basket, Geoff, I got you. You just let me know. Give me a week's notice. I got you covered.
I don't know why that company, like Flilliam's Blanoma and West Quell,
yeah, Flilliam's Blanoma, yeah.
They just sell stuff that doesn't exist. They sell just say out of stock.
Yeah.
Don't let me order something in November and give it to me in May. Like that, you don't have it.
Yeah.
I got something that's arriving 5 months from now.
God damn, dude. I didn't buy this. This is not kitchen gear, but when I was living in the condo downtown, I was having to buy new furniture and stuff. When I was like striking back out on my own again. And I had to buy some nightstands, and so I don't want to call out any particular company again. So I'm going to call this company Mestmelm, or let's call it Estwelm. Let's call it Estwelm.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 nightstands from them, and I was excited about them because they had charging stations built in where you could just the ones you just lay your iPhone on and it charges. which I have now. I bought a third party,
Ooh.
like I have an external one. But these came just installed, and there were USB ports built into the back of it as well. And I thought, this is the fucking future, right? Everybody's going to have this. So I was like, fuck yeah, in stock, no problem. Bought them. After about a week, I got an update that that the shipping was delayed, going to be delayed a month. Then right around the time it was supposed to show up, I got a delay another month, and then it was delayed 3 months. After a year and a half, I canceled the order. At some point, I was like, Emily was like, you got to cancel this. And I was like, I kind of want to see. I just kind of want to see how long it goes. And after about 2 months, I went and bought normal nightstands, which I still have. I was like, fuck it. I'm never going to see these. This is going to take forever. And then I thought, well, and if they come in and they're really cool, maybe I can sell the other ones on, I don't know, to friends or whatever. And because I still really want these new technological ones. And then after a year and a half, I finally just canceled it because I wanted my money back. But I'm reasonably certain that they never existed. They put a picture up on the Estwhelm website and said, here, buy this. And then they thought, like, maybe it's like a pre-order situation. Like, maybe if enough people buy it, we'll actually go into production and make them. And they just never did. And so for literally 18 months, every month I would get an update that my shipping has been delayed a month. I called them a bunch and they'd be like, oh yeah, they always had an excuse. Like, I promise you. I probably called them 4 times over the year and a half. And then eventually I just called them and I was like, just cancel this. And they were like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And they tried to convince me and I was like, look back through. It's been a year and a half. You're not giving them to me. And they were like, I see. Yes, it appears that we're not. It appears that we are full of shit. We'll go ahead and cancel that for you right now.
Yeah, I've got one of those that I'm just letting go. It's just seeing how long it takes. I bought this, I think it was might have been for Valentine's or her birthday, like beginning of 2020, I think I bought this. And every quarter, I get an update email on when this thing's getting delivered. It's like a Dead by Daylight statue.
Mm-hmm.
So according to this screenshot, currently expected to arrive June 2022 to August 2022.
When did you place the order for that?
Feb.
What year?
2020. and they've already charged me and no refunds. I can't even say don't bother. It's just not an option.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through with a certain picnic basket right now. Motherfucker, dude. I wonder who will get it first. I wonder if I'll get the picnic, if Emily will get her picnic basket, or you'll get your Dead by Daylight statue first.
I predict face will have ended by the time I get the statue. It'll be over.
Oh, that's sad.
I feel like that's too far. Like that's enough time that you're no longer the same person when you ordered that. Like, you have changed as a human being by the time you get that statue.
It's going to be like a generational gift.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be a part of the next generation by the time I get it. It'll be like my mum got it for me.
There might be a second or third iteration of the game before it comes out. Like Dead by Daylight 3 or 4 might be out by the time you get this fucking thing.
We have made it through the holiday rush, but now is not the time to start slacking on shipping your customers' orders and exchanges. Shipping delays, supply shortages, holiday demand. Last year was a mess. Now you're ringing in the new year with impatient customers, returns, and expensive shipping rates. It's time to switch to a shipping solution that can handle it all painlessly. Why would you use anything but ShipStation, the easiest and most convenient choice for e-commerce sellers? Import orders from any sales channel, ship using any carrier with deeply discounted rates, automate just about any shipping task. Now, if I was going to move my sauce empire, there's no service I would use beyond ShipStation. With its ease of use and the money you save, it wouldn't make any sense for me to consider anything but ShipStation. ShipStation saves you time by funneling all your orders into one simple interface no matter where you're selling. Manage every order, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or your own website, from anywhere, even on your phone. No more headaches from dealing with returns and return tracking. ShipStation makes it easy. It also allows you to save money when you compare carrier options and choose the best shipping solution every time. ShipStation works with every carrier, so you can always find the best fit for you. Your small business can access the same discounted rates usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies without the contracts or commitments. It saves you sanity knowing your orders are handled and you're getting the best rates. Make shipping the easy part of having an online store. You have bigger ideas to think about. No wonder 98% of companies that use ShipStation for a year keep using it for as long as they're in business. It's that good. Ship more in less time with ShipStation. Use my offer code FACE to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in FACE. ShipStation. Make ship happen.
We all shop online. I do it, more than I probably should, multiple times a day. And we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at checkout saying, there are savings to be had. You just have no access to them. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. It's doing a lot of work for you. Honey must really love you. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online. I've tried my best to shop at all of them. I'm getting close. These range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands, that's me, to even food delivery. That was me saying, because of food. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping on one or many of your favorite sites, and when you go to checkout, the Honey button will drop down. It does it all the time. It's very convenient. And all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons across the entire internet, and then all the ones that it finds, if it finds them, boom, throws it on there, and you watch the prices drop. So I've decided to put a moratorium on the story about the paddleboards. I'm never going to tell it again. I did save money on them. However, I'm trying to be current. I'm going to give you guys the things that I've been saving money on lately, and I've been saving a lot of money lately. However, it's all bid on Christmas presents. So I'm not gonna spoil Christmas by saying exactly what I've purchased over the last couple days and received benefits from Honey. But I will say that there was a kitchenry site and maybe an online book retailer and a couple of other places that I have found some pretty hefty discounts on, thanks to Honey. As a matter of fact, Honey has found its over 17 million members more than $2 billion in savings. That's the amount of money that Kindle tried to buy Logan Roy out of the family business for last night on Succession. Crazy. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It is literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. I'd never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/face. That is joinhoney.com/face.
I have a thing, a company thing I've talked to you guys about that I found very amusing.
Okay.
As you know, we have the bits email that people can email in on. And recently, I got an email on it for I'm not going to say the company or what they sell. Well, I guess I'll give the type of what it is. I got an email on it for wanting to do a sponsorship with our show. They're a sex toy company, and they want to promote a very specific product that is a blowjob device. And I was like, this is such a fucking, why would you reach out to this email? This is so odd. I realized that we have faced ourselves in the sense of they think this is a face fucking podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Face, blowjob. Yeah, like I don't think they know anything about the show outside of the name face, which they've interpreted very literally as like this is the place to sell the blowjob device.
I wonder what other shit we could do with a blowjob device that's not sexual.
Stick a bit of Velcro on it.
I wanted to just write back and say, sorry, we're an Apple podcast, but I wanted to discuss this opportunity. I just thought it was so funny.
What is it? You suck it off or it sucks you off? How does it work?
It sucks you off, I believe.
You suck it off. So you can practice giving blowjobs.
Why is that so weird?
What do you mean, why is that so weird?
To what end?
People suck on dildos and stuff, don't they?
You think this is like a product by Super Soaker? Like, what are you talking about?
What's so weird about it?
Are you sucking on a lot of dildos In your personal life? No judgment here. I'm just curious.
No, I've never done it.
Do you do a lot of blowjob practicing?
No, I don't.
I love
It's not that weird.
I bought this to work on my craft, not for pleasure. This is a tool. This is a tool.
I don't think that's weird. I think maybe I think you would have said dildo is what's weird about it. I think that my suggestion is weird because you would have just said dildo. You said blowjob device, and that's why I'm off base.
That's why.
No, it's not.
Well, wait.
I just love the idea of Gavin at home going, I wonder how good I am at this. Well, let's see. Oh, I got a 75. I wonder if I can beat my score tomorrow.
I mean, if it's
like
something
one of those machines you punch in the arcade, the numbers go up.
if it's something that you like put your knob in, does it really matter? It could be any hole, couldn't it? Like, why specifically someone's mouth?
Oh, it could be any hole. Oh, Gavin.
What a weird road you took this down.
I've never used one of them.
You're like,
Do they make specific? Do they make one with like teeth and tongue in and stuff?
I don't know. I didn't expect all these questions.
Well, have you seen the device?
I don't think they included it.
If it has teeth and tongues and stuff, I have an idea. You could use it. You could use it if you have like sore teeth, like maybe you just got a cavity, or maybe you've just you've got weak teeth. You could use it to pre-chew your food for you. You stick like a piece of steak in there, and then just smash the end together until it chews up the food, and then you just drop it in your mouth like a baby bird.
That's called a blender. Why would you want to mash it up in a fake head? Then you'd have to brush its teeth after.
I got a news for you, buddy. You're brushing its teeth after, no matter how you use it.
This is apparently what it looks like.
Oh wow! Oh, wow, that's really detailed.
It looks like a Brita water filter with a mouth on top. I have one of those in my fridge. It's a soda stream.
Yeah, that looks. Oh my god. Why is it?
Oh, no.
Why have they gone to all the effort to make like the chin and the nose, and then there's like a bit of blue plastic below it? Like, at least give it a neck
with giant screws. The blue neck with the giant screws really ruins the mouth illusion.
Oh,
it's even got little nose.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure my toothbrush would fit in there.
Well, I imagine it's designed for things to fit in there. So, yeah. As Eric said, I think a lot can fit in there, and he's probably right. What a weird direction you've taken the podcast in season 4, Gavin.
I didn't bring it here. Andrew brought in this mouth shower.
I didn't expect for you to go the way you did. The questions you asked, you could give me a million questions. I never ask, what's the purpose of the device? Who's it for?
Oh man.
Oh
God,
dying.
that was fun.
Holy fuck! You're like, you're worried. Never mind. I can't.
Would you kiss it before or after?
I was thinking recently of you know how you two what was that thing you were doing last week or the week before where you were basically just kidding yourselves? Oh, it was like the having 2 socks and having a spare because it's like a spare sock instead of just buying.
That caused a lot of inspired conversation in the social.
Oh really? What was the situation?
Well, a lot of people agree with you, Gavin, that Andrew and I are way off base and stupid. I think that what people are missing and where my line of reasoning is obviously, first off, these are unisex socks, right? They're not left or right socks. These are just tube socks, normal socks that don't have an L or an R in them, obviously. But I think the problem is, the way that I was approaching it, that maybe I didn't articulate clearly, is if you buy 3 socks and you lose a sock, you have a pair of socks still. If you buy 4 socks. Yeah.
What? You're saying the exact same thing? How are you articulating it different? That's like, this is insane.
No, because people are like, no, because you'd still have 2 pairs of socks, but the second you lose a sock, you don't have 2 pairs of socks. So why? I don't know. I think it's brilliant. I think 3 socks is the way.
Can I clarify? Can I attempt to clarify this idea as the other person that is on board with this thing? First of all, It costs the same amount as a singular pair of socks. So it's like you're getting one free.
Yeah.
We're going in with
a
a
bonus
value.
sock.
It's a bonus sock because it's the same price as 2. That's where the bonus comes in.
But
the
you're
other
gonna
part
lose
of
money
it,
selling it.
you don't know this fucking, what are you, none of this is real. What do you mean I'm going to lose money selling it? You don't know my factory setup. You don't know the deals I've made.
Maybe it's not all about the bottom line, you capitalist pig. Maybe it's about providing the best product for the customer.
My biggest issue with it is that your main problem with owning 2 pairs of socks is that if you lose one, you end up with 3. That, to you, is the problem. And you're starting your solution with that. You're saying, buy the problem. Did Geoff leave?
No, I'm listening.
Oh.
I'm listening.
Let me do another counterpoint to this whole thing as well. It is a spiritual argument I feel we are making as the 3 sock people. On an intellectual level, you are completely correct. It's a ridiculous claim that we're making, but it's once again, it's like Coke tastes better in the snow. There's just a personal security with the 3rd sock.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not you're trying to win a logical debate.
Oh, Eric's freaking out. Eric missed that last week, I guess.
Were you not there for that, Eric?
No, I think I missed that one about Coke tastes better in the snow. I don't remember that. that really, I'm like listening intently, and then you said that, and it's like that I got sideswiped.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
just-
that I remember that either, but I don't disagree with it.
Yeah, I was saying that if it's snowing outside, Coca-Cola is my beverage of choice. When it's snowing, there's something about the atmosphere of snow coming down. It heightens the experience of drinking a Coke, which Gavin thought was ridiculous. Strongly disagreed with.
It's ridiculous. And then I was equating all of you're just kidding yourself to make yourself feel good.
No.
And I was saying how that was like the people who set their clocks fast to make them think that they're not late and all that stuff. And I've realized that I have one scenario where I do kid myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
Sometimes, well, I think I spoke to you about this on when we were playing Halo, Andrew, but sometimes if I'm making coffee, like I'll pour the milk in first, because if I pour the coffee on the milk, I don't have to stir it. It saves me wasting a spoon, right? But sometimes I put in too much milk, or I might not have enough coffee left in the pot. So in order to try and make it seem like I've got more coffee, I just pour it slower. And I realize I'm stretching out the pour because it adds more hope to like, I might actually have more coffee if I don't just quickly pour it into the milk, because I don't want really milky coffee. I want it to be the right ratio. And I realized I'm just kidding myself. I could just completely turn it upside down and just dump the whole lot into the milk and it'd be the same amount. But that is one area where I'm just lying to my brain by just pouring it really slowly, hoping that there's a little bit more in there doing it that way.
But that's slow. It heightens the experience.
It heightens
You're
the
not just lying.
experience,
Yeah, exactly.
and it gives me hope.
Yeah. You get it.
It's not just about the destination, it's also about the journey. It's about how you get there.
Do you have any of those like kind of strange quirks, Geoff, where like you've done a thing
I mean-
and it does nothing, but
No, well, I sticking with the drinks, and obviously I don't drink beer anymore because of the crippling alcoholism, but I will go to my grave saying that nothing tastes better than an ice cold beer after doing yard work on a hot summer day. Like beer definitely tastes better after you've done an hour of cutting grass. It's like the best, coolest, most refreshing flavor ever. Yeah, the best beer.
Or 3 hours of cleaning out a fridge that broke. Freezer that broke.
Oh man. Oh. Speaking of breaking, did I tell you guys I rode my bike again for the first time in 5 weeks?
How did your butt hold up?
how did that go?
Well, I wasn't on the bike long enough to find out.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Got
no.
about
Oh no.
got about 3 miles from home and it died. So my butt was fine for those 3 miles there and back. But yeah, I'm about ready to shoot my bikes into space.
What happened this time? Just the battery go again?
Yeah, what I think is happening, if I had to guess, right? This is a refurbed battery. I have 2 refurb batteries. I'm not sure if both are having this problem or just one, but I'm so mad at all of it that I had to walk away for a while. But when I come back to it, I'm going to mark this battery in a way and then conduct these tests on the other battery and see if I just have a bad replacement battery. However, what I suspect is happening with these shitty, cheap batteries is that, the thing with a full charge is supposed to go about 30 miles. I suspect that I plugged it in after going like 15 miles, and it's just like the next time I rode it, I could only go 15 miles, right? And so I think that every time I plug it in, it can only charge up to the amount that I used it, because I came home after I fucking labored to get it home, and I plugged it in really fast, and it turned on immediately and still had like 80% of the battery. So I think it just like turns off or whatever when it hits that point when it last charged, and it just needs to be plugged in again for 1 second to like wake it back up again. So I'm even wondering if maybe I could, because I have a bunch of the extra cords, if I could even like cut the end off of the plug and just bring it with me, and whenever the battery turns off, if I just shove it in, if that's enough, or if I have to bring like a whole charger with me and then just like stop somewhere and plug it in for 1 second, and then the bike's like, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I turned off like an idiot, I'm totally fine, you still have 85% of your battery here, my bad, and then I can keep going. I suspect that's going to be the case, but if I go near that bicycle anytime soon, I'm going to throw it in a fucking river.
So if you just unplug the battery though and plug it back in, what happens then?
That doesn't do anything. I have to literally plug it into power or put something in that thing for it to trigger.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And all of your bikes are broken? You have like 3 of them, right?
Well, I have 3 bikes, 2 batteries now, and Millie's bike is broken. So I have Emily's bike and mine, and 2 batteries among them. But, I wasn't able to ride the bike for 5 weeks, any of them. And so this was my first attempt back, and it went dismal. And so I don't know, man. Maybe I'm done with bikes. I need to find a new coping mechanism.
I will say, if we're talking just trying to put a positive spin on it, it's good the bike broke and not you. So that was the previous issue, right? Was that you couldn't ride the bike. Now the bike cannot be ridden. I'd say that's an upgrade.
Yeah, that's true. My butt feels fine,
That's
since
great.
then. I don't have the pains that I've had. So that I take that as a positive. No, Eric wrote, so what? You had a normal bike? I wish these things turned into normal bikes when the electricity goes off. They don't. They turn into slightly movable objects.
It's like an anvil with wheels.
It's like an anvil with wheels, yes.
What if you got one that had a mechanism that you could just like disengage when it's dead, so it is a bike? Do they exist?
Like the scene in The Dark Knight where the Batmobile dies and it turns into like a Batmobile motorbike, like he shoots out. I love the idea of a bike turning into a bike. Like the bike breaks, so you then just turn into a functional bike.
The problem is, it still functions as a bike. It's just a very heavy bike because these batteries are fucking heavy, You take the battery off and then it's still not a great bike, but it functions more as one.
Does that totally break the Batmobile when that happens? Or did it just happen that way in the movie? Like, can he just bike out of the Batmobile and then just drive it, like rear it back in? Does he like back it back into the Batmobile?
I don't remember. Yeah, and also like, could both sides do that? Like, what if you're in the passenger seat when that happens? Is it only one side is a bike? What does the other side do?
Because I think in the movie he gets the bike out after the main car's broken.
Yes, he does.
And it looks like it destroys itself.
It is funny to think that like that shit always seems to work for him. Like Lucius was very good at his job, I guess. But like it would be funny to see Batman after like solving the crime trying to put the bike back into the fucking car and like a latch won't stick. It's like stuck in one thing and he's like trying to fucking force it and he's like, this piece of shit. Yeah, I would like to think that happened. I would like to think that Batman has frustrations that we just don't see.
Yeah, the everyday issues.
When you see in movies, there's like a broadcast from space or some evil villain is able to take over every TV in the world and broadcast a message. That to me is the most unrealistic, based on the difficulty I have, like casting something from my own phone to my own TV on my own Wi-Fi network. That to me is the most unrealistic thing in movie history, that they could just take over TVs.
Yeah, if they could, I would pay them extra money to make Hulu work in my bedroom every time. God damn. That's what we need to do is we need to hire supervillains to fix our tech problems.
I was about to say, it'll be like a Catch Me If You Can thing. They get hired at the end. We need you to show us the way. I know you're trying to poison the water reservoir, but we really need streaming to work. We're willing to cut you a deal. Can you cast this for us? Technology is unbelievable. I was broken in a different way, Geoff, last few days.
Oh,
My bed has been fucked. My bed has been destroyed. I I had a box spring that was wooden slat. Has anyone here ever had a box spring that was like wooden slats?
Yeah.
You would lay on top.
Yeah.
They're the
I got one right now.
worst. They're the worst. At least in my experience with them. Maybe you have a shitty one. It fucking sucks. It's constantly falling down a hole. I'll be laying in bed and all of a sudden I'm in a hole. And it's like I'm deep enough in a hole. You know, like in a movie where a villain lands on top of a car and like how it indents? It's like that's how much of a hole I'm in. I'm in like a fucking car movie hole. It stinks. And it's just been that way. And I hurt my foot. Shockingly, so I'm hobbling around, and every fucking night I'm falling in a hole, and I can't sleep because I'm in this fucking car hole, and it sucks.
So is it the slat has come loose, or it's snapped, or what? Like, how are you going down a hole?
So some of the beams are broken, as well as it just slides. It'll just slide off and fall down, and then I'm in a fucking hole, and it stinks.
But your head is still on 8 pillows?
My head is still on 8 pillows. My legs are propped up. My midsection is in a fucking hole. It's the worst. Can't
You
sleep
like a
it.
V.
You do. I do. That's exactly right. I would try. Sleep is a strong word too. It's really tough to sleep. And it'll be like 3 a.m. I'll make a slight movement. It's like the scene in Jurassic World 2, you know, with the glass where they can't move because it's denting. Like that's me in my bed. And then I inevitably fall in the fucking hole no matter what I do.
I'm just imagining the camera angle below your bed and your face is pressed against the slats.
So this has been an issue for a while, and I eventually, I just said, you know what, enough is a fucking, I can't take this anymore. I'm just gonna, my original plan was to flip, because the slats are on 2 sides, the bottom bed slats and the top bed slats. Bottom bed slats are kind of fine. Well, it's like you roll them out, like there's 2 sections of wood that you roll out for the slat part of it.
Yours is in 2 halves?
Mine's in 2 halves, which makes it, I think, another issue where it separates. The halves meet right in the middle. So, like, yeah, it's a constant. I'm fucking falling in holes all the time while I'm just trying to sleep.
I've had halves where it's left and right.
No, this is top down.
Are you sure you're not sleeping on your bed sideways?
I don't. Okay, well, we're gonna get to that anyway. I deassembled the bed. I deassembled the bed because I'm gonna flip them, and I realized how fucking broken this thing is. More broken than I realized. There's all the wood is cracked, everything's fucking destroyed. I've had this for a long time at this point, so I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of it, gonna throw it all away, but I need a box spring, and I have a king size bed, which is, I don't know, 5 years ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really treat myself. I typically don't buy things for me. I'm gonna use my bed a lot. I'm gonna go all out. I'm getting a fucking king, but it's the only king size I have. I have one other queen in a spare room.
No wonder it takes up your entire room. King size bed for one person?
It's great. It's a fantastic, I would highly recommend it. So I brought in this queen size box spring, but I have this other problem now where it doesn't fit on the box spring. And so I'm having to sleep very carefully. Every time I go to bed now, I'm in the middle and I'm so nervous. I'm going to roll. If I roll a little bit to the left or right, I'm fucking just flying out of this bed.
Oh, so that's widthways. That's not the end of the bed. That's the side of the bed.
That's the side of the bed, which has led to me realizing I've had my bed on sideways this entire time. And I would highly recommend anyone with a king size bed, because it's large enough where you can have it on its side. I have more width than I do length. I'm like 5'10". It works great. I feel like it's genuinely like half my bed is in a different state when I lay in it. You have so much space. I would highly recommend it. So because of this, I've learned that I've been sleeping on my bed sideways, but now with what you guys have brought up, maybe I've had the slats on the wrong way the entire time too. Maybe my bed has just been twisted. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to look at the company that I bought this from and see if they've got it install. No, it doesn't look like that. Eric just posted it's the top one, the top slats. It's the way it goes in my head, but it's not those kind.
Top slats.
So it goes top down. I'll just post a link to the thing that I use. But I've been, my life hack is, if you have a king bed, which I know is a luxury, flip it on its side. Sleep the other way. It is a great experience. You have so much extra space. But that's how I've been broken.
But so
I'm falling in holes, Geoff.
I just feel like you'd want more length though. And do you travel?
You don't need, length is overrated. Length is so overrated. Length is couldn't. I'm never gonna grow taller in bed.
Yeah, but sometimes
I might roll.
You ever like sort of you're on your back in bed, and then sometimes you want to like push. You want to turn over on your front and like push on the headboard, so you slide down a little bit, and you're just sort of in the bottom of your pillow, and then you appreciate that your legs don't dangle off the end of the mattress.
Yeah. I've never had my legs dangle. First of all, second of all, I've never pushed down on the pillow. The only time I've had my legs dangle is when I fucked up and like laid in the middle of the bed. But at appropriate pillow height, I'd say within pillow regulation of where they should be, I've never dangled.
Yeah, I guess you are halfway up a pillow mountain. That'll bring your feet in.
No, okay. So I'm looking at the thing. I did it correctly. I'm not crazy. It's just it's a shitty design.
Yeah, I don't like those slats beds because you can't stand on the bed really if you need to.
No, and you just hear it cracking. It's terrible. It's a terrible.
Do you stand on a lot of beds?
I mean, so you're changing a light bulb.
Gavin strikes me as a guy who loves to jump on the bed.
No, I'm not a jumper. I just, sometimes standing on the bed is useful for like changing a light. Or that's pretty much it. We just have to use it.
Was the last thing we recorded the tuxedo, or was it the podcast?
There was a podcast. We did one.
We did a podcast after the tuxedo. Okay, we did. It was a back-to-back one. That's the one where you had your tech problems?
Yes. I couldn't tell you what was happening in that episode, but we did record the most broken episode of the show because of the law.
Did the law ever come out?
The law has come out. I've been working on it. I've been looking. I've been trying to figure out loopholes for us for this get out of jail free scenario. I tweeted, I just wanted to print the law, and somebody immediately replied, and the law won. And I was like, you have no idea how accurate that is. You couldn't have summarized it perfectly.
So what are you guys going to do for New Year's? Because we're recording this on December 30th.
I'm going to be snowed in. That's what I'm going to be, most likely. Wishing I could order McDonald's, but can't. Waiting for Steve and the Bobcat to ride by.
Well, maybe it's time that you learn how to make your favorite McDonald's item at home.
There is, I mean, if we want to talk fast food controversy, there's a big controversy in Canada right now with Tim Hortons because they've released a new menu item in Mexico. And people are like, fucking, I want it. It's Canadian. I think it's owned by Burger King. It's not even a Canadian chain anymore, but people were outraged by it. The new item was like a sausage and an egg patty or whatever. Sausage patty. And is it an egg patty? What do you call the McMuffin egg? Is that a patty? Fried egg between two Eggo waffles is the whole thing. Like the Eggo is the bread is their idea. And people are fucking outraged about this. I don't understand why anyone's mad. An Eggo isn't a fucking inaccessible item. You can buy them anywhere. It's the most easily creatable fast food item in your home you could ever have. Just buy a box of Eggos and buy one of their sausage McMuffins and you have everything you need.
Yeah, but isn't a regular McMuffin easy to make too?
I guess, but I feel like you can maybe have some variance in the meat or the egg. Like the Eggo is just an Eggo. There's nothing special about that Eggo.
Oh, so they're not making Eggos, they're just getting shipments of Eggos.
They are just using Eggos. I don't understand it. It's a very weird food controversy that is happening.
It looks good though.
It looks fine, but it's just, I don't understand where people are like, why can't we have this? Fucking go buy some Eggos. You can create this. 3 minutes. So easy.
Well, you can do the same thing with an Egg McMuffin. You just need to go buy English muffins, a sausage patty, and a slice of cheese and an egg. An English muffin is just as easy to come by as Eggo waffles.
No, it's a different thing because it's not a McDonald's egg. It's not the McDonald's cheese. Like all those things, egg. You don't know where
it's probably
McDonald's
superior in every way than those ingredients.
You can't come on. McDonald's has the best Coke, so they might have the best eggs. I can't rule that out. I don't know what their egg plan is. I'm just saying that there are unique, specific items that you can get only there. A McDonald's egg tastes different than a Burger King egg, or I'm assuming Wendy's has eggs in their breakfast menu because we don't have breakfast menu in Canada for Wendy's.
Do they really have the best Coke?
Yeah, they do. They like pay a premium to have the best Coke. They like get it specially delivered and store it in a unique way. And that's also why their straws are larger than any other fast food chain straws. They made like an investment a few years ago and like, we will have the definitive best Coke experience of any fast food chain.
What does that have to do with the straws? It's not thicker Coke.
Well, I guess because it's a larger straw, it hits more taste buds per sip. is the idea.
Sense.
It's like a part of the drinking experience. There's the whole Coke thing. So I don't know. Maybe their eggs are as involved too. You wouldn't think that a chain would specify something like Coke. But it's just annoying. It's frustrating. This is going to seem like a random question. Geoff, do you storm out of rooms in arguments?
Yeah, I've done it on this podcast.
You've stormed, I guess you have, haven't you? I realized I'm not a stormer. I was trying to think of a time.
I've done it on camera.
I was trying to think of a time in which I've stormed out in an argument with anyone.
Yeah, this is the conversation we had during Halo when we were talking about, I was talking about like what it must have been like to storm Normandy and stuff, and you were just like, I don't think I've ever stormed anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I've stormed in my life in any context.
You said that you'd like slammed a door open or closed, but you'd never made the transition across the different rooms.
Yeah.
And we decided that storming, you had to move between rooms at a minimum.
Why do you think people storm out of a room?
I think, well, okay. So I have a theory on this, and maybe it's just I'm applying it to my personal life. And this has made me realize something I don't like about myself, Geoff.
Uh-oh.
Is I feel like the storm occurs when you have hit a peak in the argument and that person's opinion, and they just need to leave. They just need space. And then they walk out. I think it's like I've hit a max, so I'm leaving this because I can no longer engage in this. And I hate that because I'd rather, just for me personally, how I operate, it's like, well, nothing has been solved by the storm. The storm has not solved this conflict. So I've realized, go ahead.
Well, my experience with storming is a little different, but go ahead.
That's fair. As I said, I think it's probably just my experience with storming. I've realized I'm a storm chaser, Geoff, and I hate it. That's my biggest annoyance with this. You don't want to be a storm chaser, and that's my annoyance with the storm. Is not only is it unsettled, you're now forcing me to move. You're now forcing me to change my scenery. It's like a reverse. I'm chasing the storm. I don't like it.
But what's the best outcome? Because if someone's storming out, they want to be alone or away from you.
Yeah, they're trying to leave you. So why would you follow
you got to let the storm. No, you got to let the storm settle. It depends on the storm. You got to let it, you don't run into the high of a hurricane. You got to let it calm down a little bit. You got to let things settle. But ultimately, things are still unresolved. So you got to clear things up. You got to clean it up a little bit. So then I end up chasing the storm eventually.
Yeah, you're just defeating the purpose of the storm because the storm needs to settle without you.
Yeah, you're causing the storm.
Listen, I've been in the eyes of many storms, and I've always come out correct on the other side. I've got a great read for storm entry and leaving.
I want to know why you're pissing all these people off. That they want to go. I can't believe you've never stormed out of anywhere.
I can't think of a time in which I have.
Because you said you opened a door hard, or did you open it or close it and you hurt your foot or something?
Yeah, I opened it in frustration because it was 7 different things were all going wrong.
But you're not counting that as a storm.
And then slammed it. No, that's not because I didn't leave. Yeah. I didn't leave my space.
So even if you couldn't storm into a cabinet because you can't get in there.
It's a walk-in pantry, maybe.
Well, just for the record, if I ever storm out of a room with either of you, and I've probably done it with you a few times, Gavin, in person.
I think you stormed in a lot.
I remember one time yelling at you specifically, and you guys in Achievement Hunter during a production. And I think I stormed out that time. But for me, when I storm out, I'm doing it for you because I have hit a point where I'm going to say something, and I can't I'm a pretty controlled dude. For the most part, but I get to a point when I get angry enough that my mouth will say shit that I know I shouldn't say. That I get too mean or too angry. Or I could be too hurtful. So when I storm out of a room, I'm trying to stop myself from saying something so mean or hurtful that it could cause repercussions later. So I'm trying to get away from the situation because I can feel my mouth about to get away from me.
And can I say this, Geoff? If that were the case, if I was in that scenario with you, I would know not to follow. I would let that storm cool off a little bit. I wouldn't immediately pursue. That's like the cow in Twister. When it's coming by, you've hit peak. You're not going into a cow storm.
Yeah, you don't want to be dodging cows.
No, you don't. What a great movie that is.
I fucking
love Twister. What a dumb Philip Seymour Hoffman is so good in that movie. The extreme.
He's so obnoxious.
So dumb.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a silent stormer. If I storm out, you wouldn't realize I'm like an Irish stormer. I'm an Irish storm. I just quietly leave.
You're a very polite Irish Storm. Jesus.
I'm not swinging doors around.
I want like a weather report going forward.
You know how that movie feels like? God, that movie must have come out 20 years ago at this point, or around that.
I think it was 2000, wasn't it?
A lot of people in that movie are dead now.
They are. That's sad.
Philip.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman's dead. Paxton's dead.
Anyone else, or is it just the two? I mean, that's still quite a few.
I'm sure there's other people that were involved in the film that have died. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
My favorite thing about that movie is that the villains are the villains because they have corporate sponsorship. It's like the only real difference between the two groups. They're not in it just for the thrill of the storm. They've gone corporate. How dare they? And then they treat them like real villains. Like they do some harsh things to those characters. And maybe my memory is wrong, but
are they the least villainous villains in a movie?
I think they're assholes, but I think like largely their conflict is based around the fact that they have income, that they're being paid to like chase storms, and they got fancy vehicles.
They do have fancy vehicles.
Corporate spot. It's such a dumb. The story. Do you know why he's the extreme? He dropped a bottle of Jack Daniels and it never hit the ground. It's so fucking dumb. It's a great movie.
Does he die in that movie?
Who?
Hoffman?
No, none of the good guys die. Just the bad guys, because they're corporate.
Isn't there a good guy that gets dinged in the head with like a hubcap or something?
I've never heard a death be described more comedically.
I don't
want to go out by ding. I don't want to be dinged to death
on the tombstone. Dinged by hubcap.
God damn.
This is fun.
Yeah, this was good. It was nice to sneak a little one out right before the end of the year, and I'm sad to hear that you're going to be snowed in. I hope you make the most of it. I'm going to go swimming because it's really hot. So I rented a house with a pool, so I'm just going to go swimming for a couple days. Gavin, I assume you're going to ring in the new year practicing your blowjobs.
Happy New Year.
Gurgle, gurgle. See you in 2022.
Hey guys, Superfan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. It's Season 4, Episode 3. The boys talk about a new intro song. Canada is a bottom-tier country. Andrew makes friends with a seal. The guys make a tuxedo friend. Geoff makes someone uncomfortable. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. Or walk a marathon. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.